Hey y'all, it's Elisha and welcome back to Elisha's Crafty Hoplop. And I am excited because I am about to open up a package from Miss Solae. Now I don't know because I haven't peeked if it's a Happy Meal or it's our flat mail swap. I do know that Solae sent this special delivery and I felt terrible about that, y'all. She sent it through the really special parcel service, which is so much more expensive, and it makes me want to cry that it's so expensive. I saw how much this was to send. But one of the reasons why she did it, and she told me she sent it this way, is that, guys, mail is just not, it's taking forever. Like Leticia still, I don't think Leticia has her piece from Solae yet, and Solae and Alice and Elisha still don't have one of my packages. So I don't know, maybe it's like 3.5 months now. So Solae spent the extra money to send this. So it could either be her, I think this is maybe our flat mail swap, but I'm not sure because I haven't peeked. All I know is it's from Solae and I'm very excited to open it. So now I'm opening it. I disinfected the box. I left it in the required time. I let Solae know that I'd gotten a notice from Australian Post that it was en route, meaning from Brooklyn's postal depot to my house. And then I disinfected it, and I'm not supposed to keep the box. That's one of the rules, even though I sprayed it with Microban. But I didn't, if I took everything out, I would have seen it. And I always like to give you my real reactions. So I just sprayed it with Microban and left it for a couple of days, and now I'm taking it out. I will throw away the box today, and I will wash my hands because I'm touching it. But oh my gosh, guys, I'm so excited. See, if I had taken this out, I would have seen stuff. And then you wouldn't get my first reaction because look at it. It's full of everything magical. Look. All right, so this is actually just what I needed after that video. I have to tell y'all, being paralyzed was one of the most terrifying things I'd ever gone through. So that video was really hard for me to do just because there's still a part of me that is terrified of that. It was probably the most scary thing I'd ever gone through. And then I watched Sheila today and all of her bravery, and I was like, she's a way more brave lady than you are. I have to tell y'all, when I had the stroke, I was petrified. And when I couldn't move my arm, I was so scared, y'all. I was so scared. I had none of Miss Sheila's bravado. That video I thought was so inspiring. So even just making that tutorial was hard for me because it just brings back all those feelings of being petrified. But if Miss Sheila could make that video, oh, I could get over being petrified. That's for sure. But this is a perfect time to open a Happy Meal after that. I should tell you that part of the reason why I'm petrified is I'm still always at risk of having another stroke. And so at the back of my mind, at the very back of my mind is always that fear. And that's why it's hard for me to talk about. But when you have someone who, you know, you respect and admire going through this and you can help, well, you just got to get over it. You got to put on your big girl overalls. That's what you got to do. Oh, Solae, I'm telling you. I still don't know yet. I have to look at her note. Oh, here's the note. So I can tell you if it's a flat. I think this is our swap. Oh, look at it. It says just for you on the thing. Let me just tell you accurately which one this is. We are meant to do a flat mail swap. I was about to say, this is not flat mail. Aww. This is so amazing. So we agreed to do a flat mail swap, but then she decided, I know you care. Wow. I want to read it all privately because it's going to make me emotional. We were supposed to do a flat mailer, and she decided to build me something different because, and she does care a lot, and I know that. Solae is one of the people that I communicate with. We don't text every day or WhatsApp every day, but we do check in legit with each other. And I know she cares. And it's very clear to me that she cares in a very real way. I'm really grateful for our friendship, actually. Really grateful. And it's also nice to have, I think before YouTube, y'all, I didn't have any friends with autoimmune. Isn't that odd? No, not any friends with autoimmune. And now I have several friends who live with autoimmune. And I told y'all I tried when I was first diagnosed to go to one of those support groups, and I am not a support group person. Nope. I'm not a feel sorry for yourself kind of gal. And so it was very hard for me to be in a room of people who, I don't know how else to put this. I'm just going to say it flat out. I didn't waste any time asking why me, because I figure everyone's got something. So why am I going to waste my energy on that? Everyone's got something. So I have autoimmune. Somebody else has depression. Somebody else has anxiety. Somebody else has diabetes. I didn't want to spend 3 hours once a week talking about why me. I wanted to figure out how to best live with it. And that's not what the support group was. So I ended up not having any friends that had autoimmune. And now I have so many friends on here who have autoimmune. And the nice thing is, y'all understand it. So if I'm having like a bad flare-up like I've been having, you know, I don't have to explain that to anybody, because you all know what I mean. And that's actually really nice. But it's not the only thing I share with Solae. Oh my gosh, guys, this vintage paper. Where do we even start? Like, this is a magical Solae creation. She told me she was using this very special vintage paper, but I could have told you that just looking at this. I would have known if she didn't tell me. So the first thing is, so I don't have any ready to show you yet, but I've been sewing. Not well yet, but I'm sewing. Now, I was a little bit inspired by, I think her name is Stephanie, and she's friends with a lot of the Down Under crew. She sews everything by hand. I'm struggling a little to use my machine. Even with tutorials, y'all, I'm still struggling. I can't seem to sew a straight line. I cuck it up more than I do it right. But it turns out I'm not so terrible at hand sewing. So like Stephanie, I may end up hand sewing everything. So Solae knows I love her stitched items. And this tag is beautifully stitched. We have the zigzag stitch on top, and then we have the straight stitch all around. I cannot believe this, but she's got 2 colors going for stitching. And since now I'm learning how to sew, I know what work that is. So on this side, it's like this deep rose colored thread. That's just beautiful. Not pink, not red, rose colored, but a rich rose. And it matches perfectly with this acetate you put over top. This vintage paper is divine. Look at it, y'all. Not just in texture. Touching it is magical. And, you know, Solae has put like a, how do I explain it to them, Solae? Okay, let me show, I can show you here. So you see this like nice tan tissue-like quality, and then underneath is the book page. How Solae did that, y'all, is that's actually a very thin tissue. Can you see here? Yes, that's the best way to show you. I hope this doesn't freeze. Okay, that's actually an overlay of delicate, delicate vintage tissue. And that's why you have that peek through quality. That's not staining. That's not paper that's being vintage collage. No, no, no. She's created this incredible, look at this delicate tissue, see it peeking through, that she has sewn on over top the book pages. But then she has this other paper that has got this handwritten script. And then on top of that, she overlaid this gorgeous floral acetate so you can see the book print. And I love these like rough, they're not quite deckled, they're torn, but they're not deckled. But they're like the pull tabs. I mean, every detail on this is just, it's just perfect. It's the only way to say it. It's like a perfect tag. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. I want to hang this one up. So that's the first piece. I'm so excited. I love getting anything from Solae because, as I tell you all, look at this. She can mix like super vintage and like a Maggie-esque style flower, and it works. She has a very unique aesthetic. And Alice can sometimes do it too, but I feel like more and more Solae is developing this really special aesthetic. And it's like, now I look at it and I would know this was made by Solae. It's a beautiful blending of modern meets vintage. I'm so excited. I don't know what. Oh. And I love this pattern. I have a thing for daisy lace, I'm learning, or what I call summer lace. This is a gorgeous ivory, and I think over time, or Solae tea stained it. I'm going to have to read her note to find out. Whatever it is, the color is phenomenal because it's not just the vintage cream or ivory, it's also got a bit of that, like, yeah, it's got a bit of that tea stain quality. It's beautiful. And I love these. Oh my gosh, Solae, thank you so much. Some people use these as whole pieces, or as, like, you know how you can cut out just the trim? I'm likely going to cut out each piece and use it. I know that. I love it. Thank you so much. Wow, this is very, very precious. You sent me the big ones because, did you know before? Because you mailed this after that video went up. That's incredible. How did you know? So they have something similar to this at Michael's, but it's not as pretty and it's not as big. And Solae did a video where she was showing how she was using these. And I was like, oh my God, they're phenomenal. They're just phenomenal. But guys, that video came out after she mailed this. You just knew I would love them. And I do love them. I have all sorts of like shaky ideas for it, guys, because, oh, it's precious. Let me show you, and it's a little thicker than the ones from Michael's too. Part of the problem with the ones at Michael's is they're meant for baking, but they're a little flimsy. Y'all notice that? Carmen and I have talked about that sometimes we don't buy these at Michael's because they're a little flimsy, but this one's a nicer thickness. So what's magical about these is, I mean, I'm sure you all can see it too. There's so many possibilities. There's like, you can use this and save the middle piece and stain it. You can cut them into sections, into book corners. You can make them into, you can fold. I'm not going to fold it fully because I don't want it to crease. But you can fold it and use it as a junk journal page. You can make bag toppers out of the, I mean, the options are endless with this size. And I didn't know they'd be this thick, but I love the edge on this. Thank you so much. I can't believe you sent it. And I said something afterwards. You just knew I would love them. And look how many she sent, y'all. There's got to be like 12 here. Oh my gosh, Solae, thank you. It's amazing to get supplies like that. It's so, and I don't have anything like that. I don't have any. Oh, I am so happy. Okay, so it's no secret that I love Solae's embellishments. It's not like I make a secret out of this, right? But she's been showing all these new embellishments with the eyelash trim, and I love them. And she made me some. And look at this sewn pocket. OMG. See, okay. Stephanie, I hope I'm getting her name right. Stephanie makes these also, and she hand sews them. Now, I'll tell you, it's a little bit tricky with the hand sewing. I'm learning how to do it. You sometimes can rip that. If your plastic is not strong enough when you hand sew, I guess because you're slow and you kind of poke through it, you can tear it. So it takes some practice to get it, but I'm so inspired by this because this is exactly what I want to make. And now I have an example. Let me show you. Oh my goodness, you even put a doily. Look at that doily inside. If the doily comes out, I don't think it does, but if it did, I would be able to show you the pocket better. No, because you sewed the doily inside. Unbelievable, Solae. The exterior, it's on the exterior and the interior. Unbelievable, y'all. Okay, so it's plastic, like a thick acetate. It's stitched to create this amazing pocket. That's where she had tucked in all of these cards. And then on the other side are those embellishments I was just telling you that I was crazy about. So Soleil's been doing all this really fun experimenting where she mixes modern and vintage. And I have loved every single embellishment that she has been making. And guys, look. So it's got this holographic, well, I don't even know. We have to start with the back pieces because you've supported it. Yeah, I mean, these are genius. The top ones have like a Maggie Holmes floral. You know those like large open book florals? Okay, that's the bottom. I can show you that in the reverse. See? There they are. Okay, so you see the large florals? Then on top of that is, you know, our paper fans that we make? The ones where we do like a crinkle fan? That's what's underneath that. Then there's a rosette. Then on top of the rosette, she has eyelash trim and it's holographic and it's peeking out everywhere. Then on top of that is another piece of ephemera. Then on top of that is cut up lace. and then a sentiment that says good things. The same technique is used here, only this time Solae also, what she built it up on was a giant leaf, and then built up the rosettes, then a floral piece. So she kind of reversed the order and added a leaf, more of a holographic trim that is just so pretty. And then look at the modern day kind of Jen Hadfield smile. So this is what I love about Soleil's aesthetic. She's mixing like vintage laces and eyelash trim and Jen Hadfield like chipboard. And yet it all works perfectly. Look at it. It's like an aesthetic wonder. But now I feel like when I look at that, I always think immediately, like, even if I see someone trying to do it, I say, oh, that's a Solae creation. You have such an amazing explorative nature that allows you to put together things that are pleasing to your eye. You're never limited by a category. And as a result of that, you get these magical creations. And I think this teaches us something. Because Solae is attracted to things based on her love of all things creative, she's open. So she doesn't care if one thing is shabby and one thing is Maggie. You know, if it works for her, it works for her. And that's how we get, through that kind of play, we get these amazing creations. So the next one is even more interesting. It's kind of like a piece of like a square of wood cut out, but then there's a rosette, then there's eyelash trim, then two florals. I mean, it's phenomenal. And then the top is like, it's so interesting. It's like almost all modern and very much reminds me of Sunny Days until we get to the greatest, which has a more vintage vibe. Unbelievable. And then you have just the pocket's unbelievable. And inside the pocket are these incredible cards. Now, excuse me. Normally I love to use this size. I have very definite, I make these special cards, but these ones are just so wonderful. I think I might use these differently because this says like thoughts become words, words become actions, actions become habits, habits become character, character becomes destiny. I do not know who made these, but they're phenomenal. I really have no clue who made these. They have a kind of Prima-like quality, but Prima's not usually that clever about sentiments. These are really clever sentiments. It's the best to laugh forever with someone you take serious. Yeah, this is too... I can't imagine this is Prima. If it is, I'll be surprised. Because I love Prima paper. And I love the quality of their paper. I love the aestheticism. I don't always love their sentiments. And these are just so funny. Stress does not go with my outfit is very funny. So I usually use these for cards, but I actually now have all sorts of different ideas for these because the sentiments are so clever. Be yourself today. You look beautiful like that. They're really uplifting. Are these from Rosie's? Who made these? No grit, no pearl. Yeah, these are clever. I want to know who created these. And success is a series of small wins. And that is so true. Right? Oh my gosh, Solae, I love those. Oh my goodness, I know. And then look at this gorgeous paper, y'all. Oh, it's like faint worthy. Look at it. Look at it. And you don't even, this is one of those tricky papers where you don't know which side you like more. This has like ledgers and old vintage paper, and it's stamped 1935, and it's luscious. But the other side is also beautifully aged like leather. So they're both stunning. I might go half and half. Oh my gosh, Solae, you got a lot into this box. Oh, I'm so scared, y'all, because there's so many good things in here. All right, hold on. I got a lot of crinkle to deal with. I got to put it in a Ziploc. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in this basket so I don't lose any of it. Wait until you see this butterfly, y'all. And you know I'm butterfly obsessed. Look at that beauty. Oh, Solae. Well, first of all, this whole package is magical. It's got this amazing, talk about beautiful packaging. Look at this. And of course you can just, like, I can reuse this. I can use this several times. This is a great way to gift someone. And that's what Solae's doing. She's gifting me this. But she used it to wrap around. You know, as Miss Sheila says, the best thing you can do when you send people things is find a way to decorate or package your materials so that they can reuse them again. Oh, Solae, I don't know what's going on, but this is stunning, y'all. Look at this butterfly she made. Oh, Solae. So it's like that distressed paper that paper I used to create her entry with. But she's done something magical with it. Besides deepening the edges and giving them like a beautiful distressed staining, she put the back one is like super glittery, and then she used gemmies down the center. Guys, look at that butterfly. Oh, it's so beautiful, Solae. And look, even her little washi are tickets. Oh my gosh, the packaging. You know, I'm packaging obsessed. I don't always get to do the packaging that I like because I'm such a slow maker. I'm always behind. I used to never send out anything unless it was packaged the way I wanted it to be. But then I can only do like one challenge every 3 months. So I'm trying to do more challenges, but that meant I had to give up some of my packaging. And I'm not real happy with that. So I'm working on my goals today, and I was really thinking about that. You know, when I have to do things faster, I don't get to do them as well because I'm too slow. Okay, now look at this interesting contraption. Let's learn about it together. I had a feeling. See, simple design, so clever. And you did sew it. I got to show it to them. Okay. I'm taking a chance that the video is going to freeze. If it does, I will come back with a part 2. I'm going to have to do a part 2 anyway. We're at 22 minutes. So after this, I'll have to do a part 2. Check this out. So this is a really clever idea. And for those of you that can sew, it's pretty genius. See how this is done? It's like a large piece of paper. It's actually cardstock and it's really pretty. And it's folded to make a flap. Solae has sewn on contrasting down below and done that beautiful zigzag stitch so that you can just open it. There's that zigzag stitch. And then look at this, folks. That's a pocket. Look at the jummies up here. Oh, Solae, this is a genius. So this must be your flat mail design. This is a genius flat mailer. Wait till I show them, Solae. Guys, this is a genius flat mail design. Look at this. So you could have just mailed that. Like, because we were doing flat mail, that was her flat mail design for sure. That's what she was going to mail me. But then she just decided to overload it with goodies. But look at this again as a flat mailer because it's really well designed. Open it up. Jemmies. Butterfly embellishment. Lower pocket. Maggie Holmes meets vintage. Oh, swoon worthy. And then these fold out, y'all. Look. Look at this design. Look at these pages. Oh my gosh, Solae. This design is phenomenal. Look at this, y'all. Look. And there's a goodie bag. We have to honor the design first. Look at this. Oh my gosh. It's a fully interactive flat mailer. Okay, this might be the first time I've ever seen this. I know we all say that nothing is ever new, right? But I haven't seen one like this. I think this is a Solae invention. And look, y'all, she sewed it. But everything, like this is an envelope, this is filled. This opens this way to reveal a glassine bag, sewn again, filled with goodies. Filled with goodies. Over here is a swing pocket with another glassine bag filled with goodies. Over here are tuck spots and pockets, sewn, and book pages. I mean, this is genius. And down below, let's start with that one because that, ooh, I just lost a piece of the vellum. All right, so let's start with what was in the bottom. So in that great little envelope are these amazing, oh my gosh, Solae, they're fabulous. And they're adhesive. I know if I peel this off, it'll stick. It's adhesive vellum. I've looked at something like this on KS Craft and I wondered about how it would work. I bought last year, Solae, from KS Craft, non-adhesive vellum, and I really liked it. But this is magical. Oh my gosh, and there's several pieces. Oh, I love vellum. I love vellum and acetate. I do. Oh, look at this one. Oh, y'all, it's so pretty. So this is like what Solae did on that first piece I showed you where she overlaid a piece like this. And then the typewriting could peek through. So clever. So that was in the bottom pocket. I'm so obsessed over the design. I could spend the rest of this video on that. But I know you all want to see the goodies. All right, so what's in the other pocket? I have to put all these back. I like to organize everything. I get a bit crazy that way. Look at this. It's all tickets. Oh my gosh. And that's going in my ticket container because I love tickets. And Solae knows that. That's why she did all this. Oh my gosh, Solae, there's so many different ones. And look at these sewing. Oh my gosh, Solae. And she even, guys, not only did she gift me these, but she collage mediumed and vintaged them. Can you see? I'm not sure they can see it, Solae. Now you can. See all that? That's Soleil's hand. They're beautiful, Solae. And you made me so many. Oh my gosh. And then there are these larger kind of cardstock ones. And they have such a nice color tone. And I love that they're mixed with like a soft blue and yellow. Oh my gosh, I'm in love. Ah, it's like a whole book kit, y'all. Oh my goodness, I'm crazy about these pages you made. Oh, Solae, I'm never going to recover. All right, in the big glassine pocket is like all sorts of like goodies, like all sorts of goodies. So it's got tickets, it's got bingo cards, it's got guest checks. Oh my gosh, oh look at this one, y'all. Wait. I love these kinds of images. Oh, Solae, this is amazing. It's like every kind of like ticket and gift tag and lined paper. Oh my goodness, there's even a ticket for a giant hug. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, and then there's like memories. This is amazing. This is a package of amazing. And then, all right, so we have one more envelope to open. And I want to be careful with it because I love glassine bags, but they do tear easily, y'all. All right. And in this one, oh my gosh, I froze the video. Well, you know what? That's a perfect time to stop this video and go on to a part 2. I will see you all in part 2 of this amazing mail. This was by Solae, Enchanted by Craft. I will, of course, put her video, her YouTube down below. But I think many of you know and love her. And I will be back on shortly with part 2 of Soleil's epic swap box.